Hey, what's up, guys? Bush Baby here after a long break from the channel. Real life's gotten in the way, and I'm not one of those lucky people that got to get off because of all of this pandemic crap going around. I, unfortunately, am an essential worker, so I don't have much time for the channel anymore, but decided that I kind of wanted to upload some videos, I don't know, have some fun, play around. And right now, I'm actually going to do a sort of review thing about a map that I found called the Forest Animals map. Go to create new real quick. Go. And you can see I've already bought a couple. I've gotten a couple of free ones. But right now the one that we are looking at is going to be Survival Plus, Forest Animals by the Hive. We're going to do this based on creativity, which is pretty self-explanatory, longevity, which means how much longer is this going to make me want to play a map that I start on here, and functionality. Does it do its job well? Do the things that it includes work as intended? And I can say, having already played this, I'm real impressed so far. Like, real impressed. First of all, here's your spawn. You have this nice little kind of tent thing. You got a chest back here. We're going to be in survival for a minute. And if you hear me sniffling, if you hear me sneezing, and if you hear me coughing, don't worry, I do not have the dreaded virus of doom, which I'm not trying to make light of, obviously, but that's my way of dealing with stress. I do not have it. I have been tested. I just have bronchitis. So, right ahead of us, we can already see one of the new additions. This is a deer. I gotta admit, I love the running animation for the deer. These are ores, which we will get to in a minute. We obviously have the normals, the cats. We're going to run around here for just a little... Oh, we got butterflies off in the distance, but we're going to run around here for just a minute. I'm going to give you a good idea of what this spawn looks like. Nice little lazy river that goes through it. We got more butterflies. And in the distance here, you can see one of the other really cool aspects of this, and that's a hot air balloon. We've also got some bugs, little beetles running around. Now, right off the bat, you are not treated to any intrusive tutorials. You don't have to worry about sitting through any explanations of anything. You just spawn in, and you're ready to go. And the reason why I like that is that this can be immediately used as a survival world. But the reason why this is necessary, let's go ahead and jump on now. The reason why this is necessary is that down below, there is a below. We are actually on a giant floating island. That is magnificent, by the way. The creativity that went into this entire map, I absolutely have to give it the points for that. Which comes to our first topic, creativity. This is a phenomenal map. Like, this is beautiful, and it's so minimal. This is a place where you and your friends can just sort of spawn in and immediately begin to play. In terms of the animals that are included in this map, I definitely have to say that I'm impressed with them because they look as if they certainly belong here. They're not intrusive. They're not overly modeled. Oh, you can see, I believe that was either an owl or a hedgehog. Let's jump out. Hope we don't die. Ah, yes, a hedgehog. Now, the cool thing about the hedgehogs is, let's just get right up on them. Alright, if you come up on them, they will duck in. And they will hurt you if you happen to run into them. In terms of a survival spawn, this place has just about everything you need. It's got people that you can trade with, and unfortunately, a few of these villagers have died because before I cut back into this, I didn't sleep. There was a little bit of a zombie invasion. A few of them bit the big one. No biggie. But this place has almost everything that you would need. I don't think that there's any functionality to that even now. Well, who knows? There may be. I haven't played Minecraft in a little bit, but it has these little booths that have all of these, like, necessities set up. And, by the way, Meet the Moose. Moose is rideable. Of course, you do need a saddle, which is unfortunate because we don't have one, but it has these cool little booths that are set up, and it does have everything. I don't think I saw an enchanting table, though. That might be the one thing that it's missing. But I have seen furnaces, crafting tables. I saw the fletching table, or whatever you want to call it. Oh, little kitty, hi! What a cutie. Aw, I think he meowed at me. We got over here the jukebox. I know I saw a brewing stand. I got myself some munchable, crunchable carrots because I'm running around so much, I'm burning away all my food. These are empty. I don't really know if they're meant to have had something in them, but they do not. Here's a brewing stand. And just for the sake of saving time on this, I can tell you I have... Oh, here's the remnants of one of those zombies. One of them did have a grindstone, from what I remember. And one of these villagers, who may or may not have died during the zombie invasion, I don't know. I remember they had a hot air balloon trade for sale. So, I believe you can get your own hot air balloons, because to my understanding, the ones that you take don't respawn. So, you know, tread lightly, I guess, on taking them. I'm going to take a few more carrots, because I feel like before I switch into creative to show you things, I'm probably going to be burning a lot more energy. So, yes. Sorry, man. You know, you guys do good work. I'm going to go down to the ground. If the hot air balloon guy is still here, I have no idea. I don't want to make this a super, super long video. I want to get right down into the meat and potatoes of everything. And I would go ahead and take the hot air balloon down, but I feel like that's going to take just a little bit longer. There are certain points you actually can jump down, but I would prefer not to do that. Oh. Well, here's something that I actually was hoping that I would find, but didn't expect to. These are, I guess you would call them enchanted mushrooms. You saw the effect of what just happened. If you accidentally touch it, now this effect varies based on what kind of mushroom you get, but this one is a levitation mushroom, and I'm going to die from doing that. That one is a levitation mushroom. If you click on it, you will get a potion of slow falling. Depending on what it gives you, it will give you something that basically counteracts that. This is an awesome addition, by the way. This is something that I absolutely love, because this makes potions accessible early game, but not super overpowered. As you can see, here's another one over here. Let's see what this one does. That one, oh, I apologize to anybody who watches this. I'm going to stare down at the... Oh, that makes it worse. Up at the sky. Oh, God, I feel like I'm on drugs. Okay. Click on that one, and we get... Ow! Okay, they can still hurt you, by the way, if you don't let that effect clear before you... Oh, God, I am so drunk. Oh, God, I almost ran right up on the bear, but what did we get? Alright, we got water breathing. And these are decent. Like, these are, you know, these are a good start for a survival world. So if you happen to see these sitting around, you absolutely will want to get them. Now, what can you expect in this map? This map is actually fairly up to date. I have found bees roaming around. I found a pillager outpost, and this was very, very far away. So, to be honest, I don't think I'd be able to find it again if I tried. You will notice little hiccups here and there. If you notice that little hitch in the game's giddy up, yeah, it will do that. And I think it's like that with most maps anyway, so it's not super intrusive. There were a couple of moments when I thought the game was going to crash on me. But so far, as from my experience, the game has run super, super smooth. Um, as you can see, the world is perfectly ready to be lived in. Like, this is not a prefabricated, a completely prefabricated world. Now, oh, we have another new addition to the game. Here we have the squirrels. I love squirrels, by the way. Like, oh, look at it. It's so cute. We're going to get a better look at these models, by the way. Don't worry. And in order to do so, I am going to be switching over to creative, but not just yet. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and sleep so that I don't ruin the one big surprise that absolutely made this worth it. We're going to hop back in here real quick because we're going to go back over to big old floaty mountain there. And you might be wondering, well, what happens if I lose the hot air balloon? How would I ever get back up there? Or maybe I want to go back up there, but I don't want to fly in the hot air balloon. Well, if you see that little roof off in the distance, that, and I think it's about 3 or 4 others, is your way back up, because each of those has a teleporter that will put you right back up onto that place where you belong. Now we're going to teleport up. I'm going to leave the balloon down here. And once we're back up there, I'm going to go ahead and switch into creative so we can start looking at certain things. But set down here. Now, some of you may have seen the oars and the logs that were sitting around, and you might be wondering, what is the deal with those? Well, we're going to see those in just a minute. If I can find my way into this place, my God. All right, so here is your teleporter. Step in, and boop. There we go. Everybody, I'm home. All right, so we'll take it off of default, put it into creative, and I'm going to give myself a couple of things real quick. There we go. All right, we're going to give ourselves... I'm going to do this actually with a wooden pickaxe, just so that you can see that you don't need anything super impressive to mine these up. And for a moment, I'm going to put us back into survival, because I don't want you to think that this only works in creative. Alright, better. We're going to put it back into default, because to be honest, I don't know whether or not that makes a difference. But we got ourselves a wooden pickaxe, and we got ourselves a wooden axe. And we're going to find one of these ores that was sitting around. Now, on the hunt for our ores, I've come across this noble little beauty. Oh, bye-bye, bye-bye. That is an owl, ladies and gentlemen, as if you couldn't already tell. So we've already seen... Well, hello to you too, sweet baby. You've already seen probably about half of what the world has to offer already. And normally it is not that hard to find these ores or these logs. My God, it is... Now, I want you to keep these in mind, because later on, I'm going to show you something real cool. But I didn't know what those were until I finally decided to look around in all of the spawnable stuff. And, oh my God, excuse me. And those little guys made this world absolutely worth it to me. I really keep hoping that I'm going to stumble across this guy with the balloon. I guess I'm not. But maybe they respawn, because I did remember taking 2. Oh well. It looks to me like we are not... Oh, well, here's another one of these guys. So we're going to go over to this real quick, and if you touch it, I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's green. It's toxic. If you click on it, boop. Potion of Regeneration. I find these to be an absolutely wonderful addition into this game, because potions are always such an end game, very, very late game thing for people, and yet they can be so helpful. So back down here on the ground, we see another squirrel, which is another point that I want to make, is that you're not limited to what's up there. That is not responsible for spawning these things. These things are going to spawn in your world all over. And finally, we do have some of this. Now, I want to point out that punching it, left clicking it, like right clicking it, does nothing. Hitting it with an axe does nothing. You have to use the proper tool. And it doesn't matter what grade it is. You hit it with a wooden pickaxe, and you're going to notice that it dies because it is in fact an entity. Now what this means is that these will just randomly spawn. Like, I can get rid of all of these, wander around and come back here, and there may be more. These are spawnable like mobs. Now this, of course, lapis. And you should notice that we actually get a decent amount each time. And like any other mining venture, you are using durability. So let's hit that one and see how much we got. We got 6 from that one. You'll also notice that there are still regular mobs around, which is really cool. You don't have to worry about those getting bumped out in favor of the new ones. Now, while I didn't find the log, I do want to point out that those, like the common ores, are not the only things you're going to find. If you happen to remember back from the very beginning of the video, I did pass a diamond cluster like that, which means that you are completely capable of finding diamond just sitting around on the ground waiting for you to take. That's another thing that I'm actually pretty in love with, is the fact that diamond is now at least somewhat accessible early on. What I would change, though, is I know that the rarity, it seems pretty decent. Like, I have not found a whole lot of it sitting around. But what I would change is the ability to mine it with just any pickaxe. I don't think you should be able to mine diamond, even in those little ore clusters, with just a wooden pickaxe. Then again, I suppose if you're lucky enough to run across it, maybe you deserve to be able to anyway, so I guess we'll just go at it from that angle. Alright, so I had to search for a little while, but I finally found one. That down there is a fallen log. And just like the ores, ooh, there we go. Just like the ores, they cannot be picked up or attacked or done anything with unless you have the proper tools. So, punching it does no good. Hitting it with a pickaxe does no good. You hit it with a regular axe, you kill it, you get some wood and some saplings. Seems like it's always oak. I've never seen it drop anything else, and I have, like, played around with this a little bit. So, it's almost certainly going to be oak, and if it's any different, someone can correct me. Now, if you could hear that, that was the cute little squirrel sounds. Oh, I love squirrels. Like, oh, don't run away, little buddy. And ladies and gentlemen, by the way, bronchitis sucks, so, you know, take care of yourself, wash your hands, stay away from people who are sick. Hello, little hedgehog. Stay away from people who are sick. Don't get sick like I have gotten sick. Because even with my best intentions, even with, you know, all of the proper self-care, I still ended up getting bronchitis. So, unfortunately, you know, sick is sick, and it doesn't matter if it's this big one or if it's bronchitis. I still feel like crap, even though I'm getting over it. So, while I think this is a good place to set down, but while I'm looking around and everything, I just want to say, just take care of yourselves. It's no fun being sick. So, just ahead of us, I want to point out the little fluttery bastards that are right there, and I call them little fluttery bastards because these guys will, in fact, attack you, and I'm going to try and get them to do this now. It seems to me like maybe they don't feel like doing it, but whatever the case, as you can see, we got birds. I don't know how I can get them to... Oh, he might be doing... Yep, there we go. You little jerks. Alright, so occasionally if they seem harassed enough, I guess they will go ahead and just give you a nice little warning peck. Now, if you see them doing that, just hovering in the air, if you go up to them, I'm pretty certain they do it again because it's done it every time. Yep, yep, yep. Oh, I missed. He missed. But yeah, if you see them hovering in the air like that, if you go up to them, he will peck you. So, and it doesn't do much damage. It's definitely not harmful. They're not the bears, trust me. But they add kind of a new dynamic to the game. And that brings me now to the next point that I want to cover finally, which is functionality. How well does this do what it does? It does it well. It does it very well, in fact. Despite my, I wouldn't even want to say complaints, but despite my opinion on being able to mine things like redstone and diamond and even gold. Yes, you can find gold, you can find iron. Despite my comments, let's put them, because they're not truly complaints about being able to mine all of that stuff with just a simple wooden pickaxe. The fact that these things spawn at all is amazing. The fact that you can get these resources this early in the game is particularly nice because it makes being able to trade with villagers really easy. At least for those who might want to trade for redstone. And then again, I don't know if a whole lot of villagers trade in redstone. You're probably gonna peck me, but you know what? I don't mind. I'm in your territory. I understand. But you can see that while it doesn't add a whole lot of these things into the game all at once, just being able to walk around and see a butterfly flying by or seeing a cute bird just like that, like just a bird flying around up in the air, and it's awesome. Right now the only birds we actually seem to have in Minecraft are chickens and parrots. And while those are awesome, you know, chickens are just chickens. They're food sources, and parrots are very limited. You can only find them in their one specific biome, and that's it. And unless you happen to tame them, you're never going to be able to find them just around where you live unless you happen to pick up a jungle house or something. We're going to go ahead and sleep real quick while I talk. Functionality wise, I give this a perfect 5. What in the world? Oh! Sorry, buddy. I guess something managed to spawn. Oh, you're a zombie villager, too. Did you get killed by a zombie, or did you just, like, spawn that way, man? Sorry. I gotta put you out of your misery, my dude. Alright, so we're back again, this time in Creative, and I have gathered all of the new stuff that is available in this pack. And all of this up here, all those are animals. Down here, we have the mushroom, the ore, and the log, and we have the hot air balloon, the teleporter. So, what I actually want to do is, I want to swap you out for you, because you have to be done last. This is one of my favorite parts of the entire map. We're going to take you first, and these are your beetles. Now, there are only 2 colors, but when I say there are only 2 colors, that's still 2 more colors of a thing that didn't exist in this world to begin with. And listen. They have their own little custom skittery sounds, which is awesome. So, I probably should have gone ahead and just gotten a lava pit going, but you know what? We're gonna not worry about that. And what I want to do, I'm gonna skip ahead for the moment. I'm gonna spawn in the bird, because the bird interacts with the beetles. The birds eat the beetles. And you can see they come in 3 flavors. We got blue, red, and I think it was green. Oh my god. We got blue, white, and green. Red, because, I can see things. I guess I was thinking of those being red. And real quick, as savage as this is going to be, what I want to show you is that these guys actually have probably the most diverse loot table of any of the mobs that are involved in this. They can drop a rabbit's foot. Oh, that's so sad. They can drop a rabbit's foot. They can seem to drop green dye. And it looks like... Oh, I understand now. I didn't before, but I do. Whatever they've got in their beak is what they will drop. So it looks as if they just kind of were wandering around the world and they sometimes pick stuff up, and if you kill them, you get whatever they're holding. That is a really cool inclusion. And one of the things I want to point out is that while I was testing this in my own time, just doing my own thing, somehow I managed to get a hold of a golden apple, and it was during a time when I was killing these poor little birds. I can't help but wonder if maybe killing them, possibly gets you golden apples, depending on whether or not they have them. So I guess it's worth looking into whatever they might be holding on to in their cute little beaks, like so you can get a spider eye. Um, they are very fast though, and they can fly. So obviously, killing these guys is not going to be easy, and killing them is actually kind of sad. I don't like the idea of killing them. I'm sorry, guys, but I have seen them drop golden nuggets. I believe I've seen them drop iron nuggets. Nothing super super fantastic, but it's enough. Hey, little beetle buddy. Now, these guys don't drop anything. They'll drop experience, and that's about it. See? Nothing, unfortunately. But, we'll put those back real quick. Or, let's just go ahead and put them up in there. Get rid of everything. Next, we will move on to the butterflies, which, of course, you've already seen, but here's the various colors of them that you can find. Tell me you would not love to live in a forest full of these things. And listen. That's such a nice sound. That is such a nice sound to me. And next, we're going to spawn something that I actually haven't seen natively spawn in, and that's the hawk, because for whatever reason, the hawks will hunt the butterflies. I would find it a little more understandable if they hunted the... And I'm trying to actually see... Oh, there we go. There we go. Aha! The hawks will hunt the butterflies. I would have understood more if they hunted the squirrels or the hedgehogs. They don't seem to, which is kind of disappointing. But now that it's turning to nighttime, we'll give it a minute. We'll give it a minute. And I'm going to spawn in the deer, even though you've already seen them. We get Mama, Papa, and Baby. So, obvious. Or, what am I doing? Guys, this illness is affecting my brains. We got the hedgehog. We'll go ahead and grab that. We'll grab the squirrel. And we'll grab the moose just to... Hedgehogs, of course. Now, I don't know if stepping on these guys causes them harm, which I think would be cool. But it does not seem to. It seems to be their natural defenses against you, not everything else. But, oh, look at that. Look at the little squirrels. Oh, they are so cute. They're so cute. I love them to death. Let's get a few more squirrels in here. And we are populating this world with life. And, of course, we got the moose, which seems to be, aside from the hot air balloon, the only, like, rideable thing in this. And I hadn't actually tested to see whether or not they needed a saddle, but we can do that now. Oh. Maybe they're more like the... Oh, okay, I hadn't tamed it yet. Well, as you can see, you don't need an open hand to tame them. Oh, now he likes me. Okay, so... Yeah, there we go. Put a saddle on him. Come back, Moose. Come back, Moose. And he's actually a fairly fast mount. Wow. Oh, look, look, look. Alright, so... I just panicked myself here. As you can see, we got some mushrooms spawning, and I do believe that these will probably be one of those situations of they only spawn at night, which makes sense because mushrooms require the dark to come out. We've got another one over here. Yellow ones, I believe, always give you the... Oh no, that yellow one gave me swiftness, so never mind, I guess. Who knows? Oh wow, you exploded into like 5 zombies. That's scary. Okay, whatever. I don't want to waste the nighttime, so I want to show you, like, one of the big appeals to me about this pack. Alright, are you guys ready? Say hello to the fireflies. These little guys are absolute magic, and they are one of the biggest draws to me wanting to do a survival series in this game with this pack, because my god, oh my god. I guess the hawks do try to interact with the with those guys. Wow, he really bit it, didn't he? Um but imagine walking around at night, and it's just like walking through a little sea of pretty little particled stars. Oh my god. I love it. I love this pack in every possible way. Spider, get out of here. Leave all these cute little animals alone. So, we got a couple more things to go through. Oh god, I could look at that forever. I'm not lying. Like, I could look at that forever. And the reason in the beginning I said that I wanted you guys to pay particular attention to that one bug, that's what that bug was. And I didn't know that that's what that bug was until I had decided to test this out on my own. But I absolutely will be playing a survival series in this game with this pack because I just love it that much. So the last couple are going to be the bear and the owl, which makes sense because owls are nocturnal. And it does look like the owls hunt the tiny creatures. Like, the owls do interact with at least the hedgehogs. I don't know about the squirrels. I'm curious about that. Let's see if we can find that squirrel. Do you interact with squirrels? Yes, it does look like they interact with squirrels. It looks like they interact with all of the small, creatures, which I find to be pretty awesome. Like, and it does look like the squirrels are afraid of the owls. They will run away from them. The behaviors in this pack are spot on. Like, I don't understand necessarily the hawk's interaction with the butterflies, but I can absolutely understand all of the rest of this. And then, of course, there. Oh my god, I just jumped onto a moose for no reason. And then, of course, we've got the bears. Now, the bears are basically just like modeled after the polar bears, but these bears are aggressive. Like, they absolutely will shred your face off. If you go into creative, or go out of creative into survival and approach them, I highly, highly suggest you do not approach the bears. So lastly, I just want to point out the other little things that are in here. We've got the mushrooms, the ores, and the logs. Mushrooms we've seen, but here's all the different flavors of those. And each one of the... Oh god, so it can actually affect you while in creative, which... Oh god, I gotta apologize. I'm gonna try and stay away from those, but... Here we go. Alright. There's all the, distinct flavors of mushrooms that you're gonna find. I do have to state my disappointment that the bears don't seem to interact with the deer. I think that would make a lot of sense, but, aside from that, we've got the ores, which, again, you will be able to get diamond, you can see redstone, iron, like, all of these things. All of those are available, and then, of course, you've got the logs. Alright, back to daylight. We've got the hot air balloon, which I do not believe there's a way to kill this once it's out. Even though it's got a health bar, I've tried to fly it into lava, I've tried to, I've tried a lot of different things. Once this guy is out, He is invincible. I would not suggest spawning this, a lot of these, because I'm sure that eventually, oh, guy, man, he's gonna keep hurting you, stop. Otherwise, you're probably going to end up with a lot of lag issues. And then, of course, there's this, the teleporter. And the teleporter, it's always going to look like that. The teleporter is always going to teleport you right back here. Right back to the bell. So, if for some reason you decide that you want to have access to teleporters that will bring you back to this spot, maybe you want to run a Realms on this or something. Um, and you gift everybody a teleporter so that they can be able to get back to spawn. This is absolutely a viable option. Now, how they would get back to their house if they are not keeping track of it, I don't know. That's not really for me to say. So then we get on to the last point that I want to make, the last score, and that is longevity. How much does this add, and does it make you want to play in this world longer? For a map like this, that's going to vary by person to person. This is actually right in my wheelhouse. I would play on this map for a long time. In fact, if I could somehow merge this map into my own regular survival world that me and my husband had been working on, I would have already done it by now. I desperately, desperately want the Minecraft team to make it so that these behavior packs can be merged into your pre-existing games, or even into just games that are outside of what you already like, of the purchasable packs. Because I would, in a heartbeat, begin playing with this on my own survival world. This is a beautiful, beautiful addition to Minecraft. And not even just this, just the animals, just to be able to go out and see these things like roaming around. I think that's an awesome addition. So personally, aesthetics wise, this is an absolute 4 for me. This would make me play on my own map for a lot longer after I've already kind of exhausted a lot of the things that I normally do on there. Normally people will play until it becomes too simple, I guess, until it becomes too easy. When you already have everything and there's no challenge left. I would keep playing on a map that has no challenge left if it meant being able to try and collect these animals, to be totally fair with you. If you're looking for something that adds a ton of challenge to your game, probably not going to find it here. The most challenging thing about any addition on this pack is going to be the bear. And if you're well enough armored, that bear is going to go down in a couple of swings. But in terms of it adding a kind of richness of life into the game, while it's hard to see just flying around because, we're flying in all these new areas and new areas tend to be a little bit barren at first, we have this. We have this one little bird that you would not normally see in Minecraft. And as you're walking along, you see that little guy flying around up in the air and you think, oh man, that's cute. There's a little bird flying around here. And then maybe you look off to the side and there's a little squirrel that's playing around. And then a hawk swoops down and tries to attack the squirrel. And you get to see all this nature play out in front of you. And then at night, the entire world kind of comes alive with fireflies. That's my aesthetic right there, is a survival world that doesn't necessarily throw in a whole lot of really hard stuff, but adds in this awesome kind of depth of life. It makes things a little bit more accessible without making you super overpowered. It throws in a couple of extra things that you might just have to search for, but when you find it, it's just like, man, that's so cool. Like, that's really cute. Look at the birds. Look at this little butterfly. And it looks actually like the bird is trying to attack the butterfly. I hadn't seen that before, so maybe it was updated. But so to kind of sum things up, I would absolutely give this whole pack like a solid 4. I think that there could be a little bit more to it. I think that some things could be a little bit better. Bears could attack, well, just about anything that's smaller than them, aside from just you. But, they're missing that behavior, and you know what? That's fine. But just for a nighttime view like this, I love this. This is beautiful. So if you got a couple of extra bucks to spend and you play on console, you want to go ahead and add a little more life into your world, I highly suggest that you go ahead and buy this pack. I believe it was about $5 on the Minecraft store. To be fair, I can't really recall and I can't check because I've already purchased it. But I'm a big fan of paying people for the things that they create, especially when the things that they create are created so well. And this was created well. This was the fireflies alone kind of make it all worthwhile for me. So I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to go and take a nap, man. I'm tired. Bronchitis is still kind of kicking my butt, even though I'm off antibiotics and I'm supposed to have been recovered already. I'm still just exhausted. And I think I'm just going to sit around, watch some YouTube, maybe even play some Minecraft for a little while. I hope I start to feel better. I hope everybody out there stays safe, stays healthy and happy. And I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.